Kieran Lifflander did it again in Sonoma, extending his dominant streak with yet another runaway victory. But behind him, the fight for second stole the show. Brian Sawyer and Josh Mertz went wheel to wheel in an exquisite battle that lasted the entire race. However, just like Robbie Kirtley last season, fuel woes struck again, the Sonoma curse. Mertz ran dry in the closing moments, allowing Raymond Rodriguez to steal the final podium spot, dropping the former world champion to fifth. With momentum on Lifflander's side, can anyone put an end to his streak? We go green in Scotland, live next on ASN. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Knockhill circuit. North America Simulated Auto Racing started visiting Knockhill in 2022A. This tight and undulating circuit in Scotland is known for its fast elevation changes and tricky dirt sections. The compact layout leaves little room for error, making overtaking a challenge and racecraft essential. With its fast jumps, aggressive curves, and unpredictable surface transitions, Knockhill delivers intense and action-packed rallycross racing. In NASA Rallycross, our format is as follows. We are finishing open practice now, which leads us into a 3-lap single-car qualifying session that splits the field equally into 5-lap heat races, with the Joker lap taken once. The top 2 will transfer to the feature automatically, and the winner gets 3 bonus points with the runner-up hitting 2. The rest of our drivers will be sent to the semifinals, also a 5-lap race with 1 Joker lap. The top 2 transfer to the feature, and the winner receives a bonus point. This will set our grid for the 10-lap feature race, where the points are awarded and trophies are handed out. Unique to NASA Rallycross World Championships, 2 Jokers are taking during our feature races. The 6th season of NASA Rallycross Lights World Championship continues today, live in Automotive Sports Network, with Stephen Moreau in the production truck, and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Joshua Darnell, as we welcome you to the 5th running of the Scotland Grand Prix. Cameras all season long on ASN are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. Thank you, Andrew Cardinelli IV, for your camera support. And finally, our intro music for the NASA World feed was produced by the one, the only, Alex Abetti. We thank you for all your wonderful help here, Alex, and for the wonderful music you have created for us. All right, Steven.
We just got kicked forward.
Did we just get kicked forward into qualifying? That's fine.
It's perfect.
Yeah, which is absolutely perfect. Maybe we didn't. I think they're still out there practicing, honestly, dude.
They might still
Kieran and Goddard are out there at the same time. Anyway, really not surprised, although that kind of feels mean to say. But Kieran is sort of running away with this the Lights World Championship. We watched Josh and Brian race all last week just for Josh to run out of fuel, similar to Robbie. Although Robbie was kind of out in the way when he ran out of fuel. But still a very painful.
I'm blinking, apparently. I think
blinking.
Yeah, I'm suffering the blinking. I think.
I don't think they're in qualifying yet. They're still in practice.
Yeah, but there's no cars on my screen.
Uh-oh.
Not good. Well, that's fine. Anyways, we'll continue.
Okay, well, what do you think for sorry guys, we're just having some technical difficulties over here. It's nothing out of the norm. What do you think we're going to see this race? I mean, obviously we're probably going to see Josh and Brian pass, but this track doesn't leave much room for battling.
No, it doesn't. So like on that note, I'm really excited to see what will happen, because we've got a really exciting bunch tonight. We got Kieran Lifflander, Brian Sawyer, and Josh Mertz, and Emma Smith tonight. So that's gonna be a big 4-car battle, hopefully. And then also we have some faces from the futures who transferred into the session.
Oh, it got dark.
Uh, oh, it did get dark.
I
No, no, please
will
don't let the
walk us
fog
through
go
what's going
away.
on here. I'm looking for who's on track. We got Eric Kalbinger, Jared DeFino, Brian Sawyer, Emma's coming on track. Uh, I'm gonna follow JP DeFino out. Oh, we got the cameras back. Okay, cars are on track. We're following. I believe that's Brian Sawyer.
This
No, who are we
is
following?
Eric
Timing.
Kaplinger, sorry.
We got Eric Kaplinger up. There we go. We got the timing sheet up now too. Eric Kaplinger, our winner for the futures race, right? And really
Pardon,
kind
sir?
of passing on he won the futures race, did he not?
I believe he did, yeah.
Yeah, he really passing on the only part of the track that's really possible to make a clean pass on. He's going to come around for
Is
his
the Joker.
first lap. Yeah. The Joker too. You can pass on the Joker, but I'm talking on
Yeah.
track.
That's
Like
what I
right
mean, like,
here.
when
That's
you're that section around, like, coming out of the Joker, and then, like, that specific big section of track right there is a really good,
look at
passing section as well.
these winding turns are so much fun. There's so many little bumps. People, a lot of our supercar drivers tend to think that this track it's a little bit boring, and it can be kind of boring to practice. But I find that little dirt section reminds me so much of some of the FIA rallycross tracks, and I just love it. Eric
I
Cavendish going
really
to
like
finish his
that dirt
first
bumpy
lap
section,
for
honestly.
JP DeFino takes pole position with a 38.441 with Eric Cavinger at a 39.018. Chris Lunan behind him, a tenth behind him. Emma Smith takes second with a 38.4. Brian Sawyer third with a 38.46. Only a hundredth of a second. Emma's only faster by a hundredth of a second. We continue our race here. I'm going to tune in, see what else we got going on the field. Josh Mertz, I think, is coming around for his first lap. I think he's going to put down a time now. Josh Mertz goes into pole position with a 38.2, taking pole away from JP DeFino. Josh Mertz got to be happy with that one. Wonder if he's paying attention to the time. Doesn't look like it. He's going for a second heater.
He's gotta be happy, but
There's no time to
unfortunately,
rest.
I hate to say it, Kieran LaFlander's nowhere to be seen on track right
Yeah, he's
now.
way
He's
him.
got
It's
plenty of time to still get on track and get a lap in, but it's gonna be
we see
tough.
it
If
from
he's not
we
qualifying, he's not gonna get a good position. He's not gonna get a good position, and he might have to battle.
we see that
So
a lot. I like as a supercar driver, that tends some of these drivers tend to not want to go out on track immediately. They kind
looks
of tend
like
to see where their other
Ryan
people are
Sawyer
landing. Yeah,
just
by a
took
hundredth, by
E1
a tenth.
from Mr. Mertz.
As we expected, it's going to be a fierce battle between Sawyer and Mertz again.
Yeah,
We've right on board.
looks
Brian Sawyer goes
like
wide on turn one. We
we're
right on board Ebba
looks like
Smith right now, who's tight
Emma
through
Smith is
the winding
trying to get a
S's.
lap in. Their best lap was a
Good use of the
38.4.
grip, coming around the dirt, deep on the brakes, coming around the hairpin. Needs to get this section right. Needs to utilize the curb a little bit here. Nice, well done. Coming down the back straight. We'll see if they can improve their time at all.
38.4. Sorry, 38.2.
38.2 moves them to
With some
P3. I don't think they
above
moved up at all.
Defino.
Kieran
And
with
Zach Goddard just got into fifth as
Kieran with
well.
about Kieran with about 4 minutes left to sit down a qualifying time. Unsure why he hasn't yet, actually. Oh, there he is. He's on track.
He is now on track yet. And
This
it
is
looks
probably his
like
outlap. I don't think we missed his outlap, but we'll
uh,
see. Comes around the hairpin for the potentially the first time, utilizing the green tarmac well, up into fifth. Yes, this was his outlap. No, that was his full time.
oh, it was his first lap actually, and he just
37.4.
puts up a 37.4
Uh, about
with
seven
absolutely
tenths.
zero worries. No
Yeah,
sweat came
using
off of that brow, I'll tell you what.
one thing that I've seen after all the drivers that we've gone on board with so far is Kieran is the only one really hitting turn one with precision. Like you really need to make sure that you get
Oh,
those tires on the
did
grass
he
as good
just
as they
scrub?
washed it. He scrubbed it.
Yeah,
He
I
must have
think he
made contact.
scrubbed.
He probably made contact with the tire barrier. It's such an easy thing to do, and you have to
I hate
play
to
it
see
close to
that.
the tires. You definitely have to play it close to the tires to be able to if you want to be able to set a fast lap time on here.
Yeah, you really do. The fastest laps are pretty like dramatic. Like we were seeing, what was it, like a 40s, low, or not low 40s, but like a 38s, 39s, like high
Kieran does
38s,
not
low
improve.
39s in features.
Yeah,
Futures, sorry. So um the pace difference in lights is dramatic, so we should be seeing some really good battling as well. Not to say that the futures didn't have any great battling. The futures has excellent battling because it's a big car field, especially once you get to the actual feature where it's a 12 car feature. So you get to see a lot of bodies on the field and see what kind of what the track can actually produce in terms of
without a doubt.
racing.
I believe we're getting kicked forward.
I believe that was Kieran's last lap, and
Yeah, that was
he
Kieran. He didn't
didn't
improve.
look like he improved at
37.4.
all. So I think we are indeed getting kicked forward here any
Uh,
moment.
Brian, check your ticker to make sure it's in the lights format.
Oh, you know, you
Steven,
right?
check your ticker, not Brian. Sorry. We're getting kicked forward to our first heat race.
Nobody saw that
I'm checking
orange.
to see
What
who's in it.
orange? You're all colorblind. I swear. I swear it
Ah,
was totally blue. See, I don't know what
Kieran
you guys are talking
Liftlander.
about.
We got Kieran Liftlander. Let's see.
There you go.
Kieran Liftlander, Josh Murch, JP DeFino, Eric Kaplinger, Tyler Johns, and Ed Boyles Jr. Our first heat race of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be exciting. The revs go up, the lights are turned on, and it's green flag. Good start from Kieran. A good start from, I believe that's Eric Kaplinger too. Up in the side, it is so side by side. Gerald Defino, Eric Kaplinger. They give each other room. They go single file down here. No, it's better just make it alive through here than it is to risk
Oh, a
anything.
little bump there from Tyler Johns, I believe that was. Let me
Josh
just
Mertz trying to let
pull
Kieran Liftlander get away
the
with
full
this one.
information that's helpful back up. Yeah, that was Tyler Johns who's just elbows out with Eric Kaplinger. Oh, a little too aggressive for the lights with Tyler John, and it looks like Eric Kaplinger
Eric
gets
Kaplinger
collected
and
by the
Tyler Johns
tire
get
barrier.
sideways. Yeah,
It's unfortunate, but as we come across the line, we will be starting our first official lap, I believe. Not sure why it
yeah. They
said
just
Tyler Johns was
I
in
went
first
back
place there,
and
but
I went back to take a second look at it, and they just again, this is one of those tracks where just going side by side is dangerous on any part of it. You really have to you really have to have a lot of respect for each other. We're
it's a little
watching
camo
JP
on this one.
DeFino go
Sorry.
off into the Joker. Misses the apex a little bit, but gets a good run down here. Ed Boyles takes a spot over him. I believe JP's our first one to take a Joker tonight. Kieran
I believe he is,
Liftlander,
yeah. That's
a
his first
second up
Joker.
on Mertz at the moment.
I believe his only
Second
Joker, sorry. This is the
one
lights.
point,
There's no two Jokers. There's only one.
yeah, 1.5 up on Mertz. Kieran starting to build a gap to Josh Mertz behind him. 1.8 now. Josh with a bit of a gap to Ed. Josh Mertz with a bit of a gap to Ed Boyles. JP DeFino, both of these drivers left to take their Joker, though. The delta is quite large as well, but they do, coming off of that Joker, you get quite the run. It's quite the speed boost that you get over the non-Jokering car. With Josh Mertz, it looks like we have a battle coming up here. JP DeFino still looking to catch up. Josh Mertz is taking his Joker, comes out right in front of Ed Boyles Jr. JP DeFino building up, closing the gap to Ed Boyles, who, barring any mistakes from JP, Ed Boyles, like, he should have P3 here, which should secure him for a good spot in the semifinal.
And it looks like Boyles heads off to his Joker. His Joker for the night.
Tyler Johns has taken 2 jokers.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be
I wonder if that
a
breaks.
disqualification if
That
he.
should be a disqualification, I believe. It's such a frustrating mistake to make, especially when
It
you're a new
really
driver.
is. To be fair though, he's, I believe, new to the league and also transferred from Futures, which is the 2 Jokers all night long. So he could have gotten confused by
It happens.
his
It really
spotter
does.
telling him to take his second Joker.
It's gonna be Kieran Liftlander who wins Heat 1, followed by Josh Mertz in P2. JP DeFino will round out our podium with Edward Jr. coming home in P4. I believe it'll be Tyler Johns who comes in P5, and then it'll be Eric Kaplinger who, after a pretty nasty crash, was forced to retire. Let's go around our first heat.
And as Kieran Laflander comes around for the last and final time in first place, we'll have Josh Mertz in second, Gerald DeFino in third, and Boyle Jr. in fourth, and Tyler Johns in
I always do
fifth.
that. It reads finished so much sooner, or final lap so much sooner than finished. But nevertheless, things didn't change from what I called. So.
And Tyler Johns
Tyler
did
Johns go
indeed
out
get
too?
that DQ,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, he got the DQ for the out. I wonder if that's going to push him down into. Well, no, he completed more laps than Eric did, so they should be good to go. Heat 2 is going to start with Brian Sir in P1, Emma Smith P2, Zachary Goddard, Chris Lunan, and Jake Robichaux rounding out the final gridding position. We wait for our last driver to get on the grid. I believe it's going to be Chris Luna. No, he's on there. Now we got everybody. Everybody's on. So,
Green flag, green flag.
drivers go up. Green lights are out. Drivers away. It's a good start for. Who is. God, all these cars. It's a good start for. It looks like Emma Smith in P1 right now with Brian Sawyer. A bad start for him coming off the grid. Emma Smith starting to already build a gap to Brian Sawyer with all these drivers in the back battling for P2, it looks like. Zachary Goddard getting hounded by Jake Robichaux right now with Chris Lunan pulling up the rear. Brian Sawyer starting to build a bit of a gap to Zachary Goddard, which I'm sure he's happy about as he starts to set his sights on Emma Smith. Coming around the last corner for the first time, we head back onto the start-finish straight away. It's a big braking zone coming up here. You have to get it right. This will set up your time for the whole track. Emma Smith goes deep on the brakes. Goes wide into turn 1. Is going to give up the position. Maybe multiple. Hits the wall. Comes out next to Goddard, who's also going to take a position. It backs up Jake Robichaux, who might have had a problem. Jake Robichaux is out of this race. You stay on the action. I'm gonna send it back. See what happened.
that is not what you want to see.
So coming out of the, hits the tire barrier coming out and collects Chris Lunan in the process. Easy. It's so easy to get over gripped on the coming down the first turn here off of the. You have so much momentum coming down the just gigantic drop. Brian Sawyer holding position over Goddard with Emma Smith taking their Joker, trying to maybe calm their nerves a little bit from after making a slight mistake going wide on turn 1. Chris Lunan in P3, trying to build a gap to Emma Smith, who's winding it down. It seems to be going around. It was 1.4, clawed it back another 0.2. And Chris Lunan now building it back up to 1.7. It's fluctuating around 1.5 to 1.6, it looks like. Zachary Goddard comes behind. Emma had an issue. Emma's falling behind even more. 4 seconds. Emma must have clipped the tire barrier.
And Zach, deep in the.
Zach deep on the brakes, clips the tire barrier, comes out in front of Chris Lunan, collects Chris Lunan, who flips.
And flips
Goddard
him,
kind enough to give it back to him, who it gives Emma position back 2 positions.
I think that's the first flip of the night.
This is exactly what Brian Sawyer wants to see. He's essentially, with 2 laps left to go, barring any serious mistakes, Brian Sawyer should have this one in the bag. It's his race to lose right now. Emma Smith's, with 2 laps left, Emma Smith's not, there would need to be some incredible lap run.
Yeah,
I do not believe
there's
that
a
there is
big
enough
time
time.
difference. Still down a full second off of Brian on the best lap, and last lap. So there's not going to be enough time for Emma Smith to
I'm
come
gonna.
back from this
I,
and get first place. But
I don't.
P2 is still honorable.
Very much after. It seems like quite a tumultuous race for her as well. I'm trying to go back to see what caused them to lose so much time. Oh, it looked like their controller disconnected. They just had randomly slowed down. They must have had some type of technical issue. That's terrifying. I've had that happen. That's an awful experience. We're on the final lap. It's gonna tune into Brian Sawyer. Rounding the corner, rounding the hairpin for the last time. It's gonna be Brian Sawyer who wins Heat 2. Quite a calm, kind of the lone survivor there. Emma Smith with
Yeah,
P2, a very nice, a very good finish for them after a very unfortunate race for them. Zachary Goddard with P3. I'm sure after that issue, after the deep send and the almost flipping the car, he's happy with that. But I'm not sure how happy Chris is going to be about it.
the start was kind of chaotic, but you know what? The ending was very calm and peaceful.
Yeah, everyone kind of spread out there.
What is this?
All right, we're into our first consolation race. We got JP DeFino, Zachary Goddard, Ed Boyles Jr., Chris Lunan, Eric Kaplinger, and Jake Robichaux. Eric Kaplinger and Jake Robichaux are probably going to be coming to this race with a chip on their shoulder after getting knocked out their last two races. Simple mistakes can lead to that. We get started. All our drivers are gridded. We're going to get started for our first semifinal. Red lights are on. Green flag's down. It's a good start from Zachary Goddard with JP DeFino next to him. Zachary Goddard looking inside, holds the line over JP. They're getting wide, going almost 3-2 wide into the back here. Ed Boyles has to check up. Somebody's gone wide. Jake Robichaux and Eric Calvin are going to pass through. Eric's up to P3. Jake Robichaux up to P4. It's JP DeFino who's holding onto the coattails of Zachary Goddard, who's trying to run away with this race, so he can secure a spot in the feature race tonight. Zachary Goddard are going to be going down the start-finish line for the second time this evening. We'll maintain P1 for the time being. JP DeFino a little loose over the braking point. Loose again over the first turn. Zachary Goddard's going to start building the gap up. JP needs to get that car settled. Good job. It's very easy to let the car get unstable and accidentally knock into one of these tires, and it can just ruin your whole
I hate to cut
race.
you off, but I can't believe this. This fog is back. We had terrible fog for futures, and now the fog is back for your lights.
That's Scotland for you, baby. That beautiful Scotland weather.
Don't get me wrong, I love the fog, but it is hard to watch the races in.
We should have this should be a Halloween. Where are the pumpkins? Halloween special. Oh, they should do that for iRacing, man. That'd be fun. Oh, a big crash pile. Ed Boyles gets. Oh, I saw a tire disconnect. He got the wheel. Chris Lunan again gets collected. And another accident. No fault of his own.
Get away from these.
It's such a dangerous corner. Like there's only one line through turn one. So if a driver messes up, you're almost guaranteed to hit into them. Chris Lunan jumps off to his Joker for the first time tonight. Jake Robichaux taking his already. Goddard building the gap to Kaplinger.
Took his earlier as well.
Oh, that's JP took his earlier as well.
Just in front of Robichaux.
Yeah, he has a bit of a gap to him now. Jake manages to hit the grip strip a little bit better. Starts to close. Oh, big flip from Jake. Oh, traumatic calamity again for him. Chris is going to be worried coming by. Wow,
Chris Lunan.
The car lifts to let him by.
What was that? Did somebody just joke here?
Jake
I
out
think maybe
again.
Zach
Goddard
Goddard
jokered.
maybe just took his. Yeah, so that's what it was. So Eric
Zachary Goddard
Kaplinger
just
is now
jokered.
in front because Zach Goddard took his Joker, his Joker
So the
lap.
delta here seems to be about 6 seconds.
That's what it seems like. But
these cars.
this is the lights, and this is, I believe, open lights. So there's setups involved on this,
yeah.
I believe.
So like 6 seconds, give or take 3/10. Eric Kaplinger off to his Joker. He's going to give up the position both to Defino and Kaplinger with one lap left to go. He's going to be chasing down JP Defino, almost hoping for a mistake as we come to our final lap tonight for the first semifinal. Zachary Goddard rounds it very well. Eric taking it as safely as possible, trying to ensure he's there for any mistakes JP might make. JP breathing down Goddard's neck right now, looking for any chip in the armor. Goddard's going to come around the second to last corner for his second time tonight. It's going to be Zachary Goddard who wins the first LCQ of the night, followed by JP Defino, and Eric Kaplinger will round out our podium. An unfortunate race for Jake Robichaux, with Chris Lunan seemingly being collected all night. Chris Lunan will come in P4 with Jake Robichaux P5 and Ed Boyles Jr. in P6. Knockhill's terrifying, man, and we should get an onboard up here, Steven, so that we can see what's I want to see what these drivers are seeing.
It sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. Do they still have somebody driving around?
Jake's out on track. I think he's trying to finish. I think he's trying to finish the race so that he can come out ahead of. But I think he's already ahead of Ed Boyle, so I'm not. Maybe this is a ceremonious thing. I don't think he's gonna be able to. Might get across the line in time. 5 seconds left. He does. He gets across the line.
And he finishes officially in 5th.
Well, at least he got across. He came across home in the line, boys. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Man, look at that sky.
All right, and I think this is warm up now, isn't it?
We should be in warm up. Oh, we have ad break.
I believe this is ad break now. All right, so
ladies and gentlemen, well, stay tuned. Yeah, if you like what you see here, be sure to like and subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Steven, is there anything else I'm missing?
No, I think that's about it. Make sure you guys
stay tuned.
Stick around.
Yeah, we'll be back in
ad break.
10 minutes. Probably less than that.
So interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two in the turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up Benny to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. Grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Ronnie's going to hold his spot.
And we welcome you back to the NASA Lights World Championship. Quite an interesting race we've had so far, Steven. How do you feel about it?
It has been interesting for sure.
A lot of drivers that I expected not to be out have made mistakes. A lot of drivers that I wasn't expecting to see mistakes from made mistakes tonight, and seemingly collected a lot of the drivers that have been really running it quite smoothly. This track is unfortunate in who it collects.
It really is the most unfortunate because sorry about that. It's really most unfortunate because like a lot of prospects with speed that I thought might give some of the field a little run for its money are just not going to be racing because mistakes happened or they just didn't get enough pace on the track, and
yeah,
it is what it is. You know, not every track's gonna be your best track, but
hey man, you can just make you can make a mistake just like that.
Exactly.
If there's a time to make it, Emma, it's right now. So we got some former Grand Prix winners here tonight. Yeah, we have Josh Mertz, who is a returning champion here. He won in 23B and 23C here. Marcos Palacio, my personal favorite Argentinian, 24A, and then Kieran Liftlander in 24B. Kieran's definitely looking to make it back to back. Wins here tonight. And
programming notes.
Oh, we can read off programming notes. Let's do it. So if you like what you see here, be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for NASA Rallycross Contenders. That's with Brian Sawyer and Justin Robichaux. And then on Thursday at 8:40 p.m. we're gonna have the Torque Sports Car Series. That's gonna be with Brian Sawyer and Josh Mertz. And then finally this Saturday, we're gonna be back here at Knockhill for the NASA Rallycross World Championship at 2 p.m. And then I think it looks like us here at ASN are off to Barcelona for the next round 6. I'm excited. Barcelona brings some of the best at Rallycross. I love our FIA tracks. The ones that we have are my Hell and Barcelona are two of my favorite. But there's a special place in my heart for Knockhill. That dirt section's so much fun.
It really tosses you around and it's really unforgiving. So I also really like the dirt section.
It reminds me as I said earlier, it's for me it's a callback to some of the FIA tracks that get raced in real life rallycross, and that's what makes it so much fun for me. And we're almost done, Warren. We got 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Who do you think is going to win tonight, Steven?
I
mean, I'm sure Emma's going to try to give Kieran a run for their money, but at the end of the day,
I hope that's what's going to happen, because
I mean, Liftlander has raw speed,
you can find yourself getting some pace if you get some good spots on the dirt section. So I'm really hoping Emma will be able to give Kieran a real run for his money. I really want to see somebody give Kieran Liftlander a run for his money. It'd be nice.
Yeah. You know, I was trying to think about how I feel about this track, and I've had people say, I've had other supercar drivers say that it's boring, and I've had other people say they really like it. And I think what makes this track most dangerous is that it is maybe one of the more boring tracks to race out there. And that's why it's so easy for these drivers to make mistakes like they make. This track, the second you stop paying attention, this track lets you know.
Yeah, that's a big thing about this track, is it may be boring, but just like the Cars movie, when life is the highway, you will fall asleep, and it's gonna let you know real quick.
Why did you make a Cars reference? What a good movie. What a cinematic masterpiece, really.
You know, sometimes you gotta turn left to turn right. You know. It looks like we're finishing up.
We're getting kicked off 5 seconds here. Drivers are getting last bits of water being fed through their helmets. They look like hamsters down there. So we get started for our grid. Josh Martz, Brian Sawyer, first two to get on the grid, followed by Kieran Liftlander, Zachary Goddard, JP DeFino, Emma
lifted
Smith.
up a little. You should be able to use the further out cams now.
You think for the start here we could get an onboard with Josh Mertz?
For sure.
Let's give the viewers a taste of what Knockhill's like as we're away immediately. It's a good start for Kieran Liftlander. Brian Sawyer not giving him any room there. JP DeFino, Zachary Goddard side by side coming down. Kieran and Brian give each other room down. Zachary Goddard filing the needle. Josh moves JP out of the way and gets the grip strip up on the back of his teammate now. Zachary Goddard and Josh Mertz probably going to be working together here to bridge the gap to Brian Sawyer. Brian Sawyer not letting Kieran out of his sights, however. No joker on the first lap. All our top 5 drivers rounding the last corner for the first time. Ooh. Zachary Goddard gets loose over it. Josh Mertz checks him up, passes him.
It looks like two drivers have black flags. Looks like Emma Smith and Zachary Goddard have black flags. Maybe they got jump starts?
Oh no. Let me go back. You keep watching the action.
Would be interesting, because if that is what happened, there was a jump start earlier in the night that didn't get counted at all. So iRacing has got some explaining to do, but I'll right on board with JP real quick here as we...
Josh Mertz and JP off to their joker.
They are going to possibly be our battle for them tonight.
It was a jump. Emma jumped to start. A big jump start.
And it looks
like the
they
handbrake
don't realize it's a black flag, and they don't need to get off the track for that. So it looks like they're just going to sit in the pits, and
it looks like it's Goddard out of the race as well.
So
Goddard's out there. Goddard pitted as well. Emma Smith is disconnected.
Yeah. We lost both.
An unfortunate night for both of these drivers. Kieran Liftlander really building a gap now to Brian Sawyer. It's 8 seconds. DeFino passing Mertz now. DeFino with a 4 second gap to Josh Mertz. Josh Hart's haven't taken a second strategy, so that makes sense as to why the gap built up so high. He brings it back down to about 3 seconds behind JP. He's trying to make it shorter. Sawyer looking to run away with this. He's 5 seconds in front of both of these drivers. Make it 3 with the Joker Delta, though. Maybe even 2. JP's starting to grind the gap down a little bit. Tunin and Brian Sawyer. Yet to take his second Joker. Same with JP. Josh Mertz has done his strategy. We got a 4-car race right now.
I'm a little disappointed that both drivers.
Yeah, it kind of killed the action a little early, didn't it?
Because I don't know if they know that black flag is not a disconnection flag. You can still race. You just gotta. There's 10 laps. There's plenty of time to get enough pace to and positions to not suffer such a bad loss from a black flag. But
I always believed in just racing them out. Just keep going until it's just wait until the end result. If the car's not broken, just keep sending it.
You know, if it ain't broke,
pass on JP.
Don't fix it. You know.
JP now taking his second Joker. He's 3 seconds behind Josh Mertz now. 4 seconds. Now make it 3. 3 seconds behind Josh Mertz. He's going to try to build a gap back up. As it stands now at halfway, our podium is Liftlander, who's 10 seconds up on Sawyer, and Mertz, who is 7 seconds behind him. The race has kind of dwindled out, hasn't it?
It has.
Everyone's sort of running.
Fizzled out. I'm not gonna.
Everyone here is sort of running a time trial. Barring any mistakes,
kind of feels that way.
We may not see any more action.
I mean, Brian
Kieran
is
is
only
off
got
and
one
away.
Joker left, so he's really got to keep himself ahead of Mertz. But other than that,
with a 7-second gap,
there's no real risk for anybody here. It's just Sunday driving for these four fellow drivers because the other two quit.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate jump start for both of those drivers tonight. Both of those drivers have had bad luck, it seems.
Even with the jump start, they would have at least made excellent traffic for.
It would have been interesting. It would have been interesting racing. More interesting for sure.
Lie, but look, I'm not mad.
It
is what it is. These tracks can be tough like that, and sometimes you need to practice.
Yeah, they can be. This is one of those tracks, just like Barcelona. This is one of those tracks that I personally believe that needs a lot of practice before you get into it. It's a lot of you have to stay focused no matter what. It's very important on this track.
Dirt section can be really, really unforgiving too. That's another thing. Is like if you haven't practiced that dirt section or at least raced it like a bunch, that dirt section will remind you that you need to keep your hands on the steering at all time. Otherwise, it'll rock that car around and throw you into a wall. Like we've seen to other drivers here tonight. Let's go on board here with Josh Mertz.
Yeah, Josh is not. Let's see if he can see the back of Sawyer's car, and that would give me hope. If I can see the back of the car, that means I can reach it. But barring any mistakes from Brian, it's going to be hard. It'll be hard. Josh will be hard pressed to make anything happen with only 2 laps to go. As we come down a very, very technical section here, you have to get the braking zone right. Josh is loose over it, misses the grip zone a little bit. Get back on it to get as much time back as he can. Good exit through here. Good entry into the first turn under the dirt section. Needs to hug the tire wall to get as much entry speed as possible for the next section. Get a close exit.
Oh, something happened to Kieran the Flander over here. He must have jokered, or...
He did joker. He jokered.
Ah, yes. He jokered. Yep. That's what happened. I was just going to say, it looked like Brian is gaining a massive amount of time on Kieran,
he
but...
definitely gained a massive amount of time, but on the final lap, it won't be enough. Kieran is going to be rounding the dirt section onto the second to last final straightaway, coming off the dirt now.
As we'll ride on board with Kieran the Flander for the final lap around.
Coming down to the last hairpin turn. Takes it well. He's going to pass the start-finish gantry. It's going to be Kieran Liftlander who wins here in Scotland at Knockhill.
Followed by Brian Sawyer
Brian
and
Sawyer
Josh
and
Mertz
Josh
in
Mertz will
third.
round out our podium. JP DeFino will come home in 4th with Zachary Goddard, with Emma Smith and Zachary Goddard rounding out our podium. I'm surprised to see Emma Smith got P5 over Goddard when I feel like Goddard was out on the track longer, but I'm interested to see how that shakes up.
So
JP DeFino is burning it down out there right now. I'm sure his team will be very upset for him for wasting tires. No, wait a minute. They're spent already. Never mind, JP. Everyone put down the pitchforks.
You know, looks like
Brian
Brian's
Sawyer celebrating
also
with a very happy P2.
and then so is
Kieran Lifflander as
here
well, burning it down.
All of our drivers burning it down.
Very happy with it. I mean, I'd be happy. Uh-oh, he's going down pit road. Someone make
Oh,
sure
he
he maintains
managed
the
to get
speed
into
limit.
pit
He
road.
is. He is. He's maintaining the speed limit. Okay. All right. And he's pulling in. And he's pulling into the pit. Hits the wall. Team's not going to be happy about that one at all.
Victim's iRacing. Alrighty, and with that, we'll look at the results.
Kieran Lifflander, who wins our race here at Knockhill, followed by Brian Sawyer and Josh Mertz to round out our podium, with JP DeFino in P4, Emma Smith, there it goes. It just looks weird. Emma Smith, P6, Zachary Goddard, P5. Knockhill is one of those weird tracks. We had a bug. I don't know if anyone was here for last season. I don't think it happened here. It happened in Supers or Contenders, but if you went to the pits early, you would break the whole track. Like, it would give you P1. It was a crazy bug that we discovered here at NASA.
All right, I'm gonna switch it over to the interviews, and we'll start dragging some folks in. Just give me 2 seconds.
You're fine. Take your time.
Speak in Discord, please.
Dustin.
Perfecto. All right, and then where are we pulling in first?
Let's do Josh Mertz. Let's do P3.
Okay.
I'll bring him up. I got him. He's muted still. Oh, there he is. Josh, do you have us?
Hello, Josh.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Mr. Mertz, how are you? How do you feel about P3 tonight? Unfortunate events for your teammate, Goddard. Did they jump to start? Goddard and Emma.
Yeah, I think they did. So that was a very quiet race. And I didn't run out of fuel this time, which was exquisite.
Thank God.
Zach's been beating himself up for this entire week. He gave me a setup at Sonoma, didn't test the fuel. I didn't think to check. Okay. And I know that's last week. It's not this week, but I bring this up because I checked the fuel and we were okay. And then Emma jumped, Zach followed her. And then I just completely decided to be blind and miss the start myself. And that was kind of it. I missed the start, and that was that 2 to 2.5-ish seconds that I had didn't have to Brian, and yeah, I was just quiet, kind of driving. I felt in the last couple laps there, I was feeling good, and I don't know if you guys have this experience, but going into turn 2, you're on the green AstroTurf. You are fully left lock, turning left like 180 degrees to drive this car, and you have to flick the steering back to not die. It's stressful. It's a good time though.
Yeah, 100%. Steven and I were up here in the booth talking about how a lot of our drivers, especially in the supercars, tend to think that this is a more boring track, but that's where this track is the most deadly. The second you stop paying attention, it'll remind you of that.
Yeah, it'll grab a grip of you.
It's turn 1, you got to brake right. You can't hit the curve. You have to turn in correctly. And then turn 2, if you miss that, I missed the grass a couple times. It is just, I say it every single week on the supercar shows. And I say it when I'm up here after these, the amount of practice and time and to be pixel perfect that Kieran does. I do not understand it. I don't understand it. But P3 is in the
nothing to be unhappy about.
In the race against the fellow human Brian Sawyer. It's a good time. I don't know where I am in
100%.
points, but it's a good time. I'm glad that he won his championship last season because we both know that Kieran's got it. It's over.
So, is there anyone you want to thank for tonight?
I don't have a script written, but I want to thank my wife, Chloe, super supportive. My friend Julie's hanging out in chat, I think. Thanks for hanging out. Teehee, as we always say. I got Jake Krause, former NR 2003 pioneer, hanging out with us. I want to say thank you to him. Of course, the entire Woodridge Wolfpack 98H. I want to thank my mom. I want to thank my in-laws, AJ and Angie, all the leadership teams of NASA, ASN, JC Simsport, Emma and Debbie from Crown Creamery. Yeah, everyone that allows me to do this. It's super fun. I know I talked about I was technically retiring last season, and I'm just kind of driving to drive. Might be it. This season might be it.
You don't ever truly retire from
No.
being a race car driver, do you?
This might be it. We
keep saying that, but watch as the cat drags back in the best driver in the biz.
Well, we've got the Thursday split that we raced without broadcast, completely in the dark. By the way, Josh, that was a lot of fun on Thursday. I'm just having fun driving. I'm seeing how long
we ran with it. I'm so happy we ran with night.
Yeah, so
it got
was so fun.
It got dark.
The viewers have no clue what we're talking about. We might get a team for that. Who knows? But anyways, yeah, just everyone involved, friends, family, leadership teams of any piece of the enterprise. It's super fun, like I say, to be able to drive and not have to worry about it. But I'm getting tired. Even more so tired than I said I was last season. It's exhausting, even trying to keep up with Brian and even Emma. I want to shout out her. Her pace is crazy. She's in our JC Discord, pushing so hard to get close to Kieran. I told her you're not, but I commend you for trying. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of your guys' hair. Just thanks to everyone involved. It's a super fun time, and we're witnessing greatness. Witnessing greatness is all I can say every week. It's great.
Thank you for racing with us. We'll see you
next
next week.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you soon. I'm bringing Brian.
All right.
Are you ready for Brian?
Sir.
Fiddling with the doorknob.
Beam me up,
Brian.
I can hear him. I'll try to unlock the car door.
Why don't you calm down, okay?
You got us, Brian?
I got you, Steven.
Awesome.
That's crazy.
Run us through your thoughts for tonight, man.
Well, the last thing I said to you last night is I hope the next time I see you is in a commentary booth, or an interview booth. So we manifested that. So that's a solid one.
Into existence.
That's good.
So
I like this. There's good energy in here.
We're super hyped about that one. Knockhill is. Hey, I guess I got some speed here, but
you got a speed.
I think Knockhill is less a race of pace. I mean, pace is important, but I think it's a race of attrition more than anything. You saw that in the futures race. I got a shout out to Eric and Ray. They were killing it, avoiding, I would say, 99% of the incidents that they could have been caught up in. So they did great in the futures race. I had a pretty chill heat, and I got a bad jump off the start, but fortunately for me, Emma missed the turn-in point, went a little wide, so I got around him in turn one. But that feature though, when she jumped, I got to tell you, I got my clutch bound to a lever on my sequential, and the second she jumped is the second I let go, and I guess that little millisecond difference, it was just enough. I scared the crap out of myself. I
bet she did.
As I saw her stop, and I'm like, I'm staying in the gas, and I didn't see anything blink on my screen. I go, okay, let's keep going.
Were you nervous at all coming into this race after last week? Like any?
I'm only nervous
about any
for
retaliation.
No, I'm only nervous about the first turn. The first turn is the only thing I don't like about this track. It is terrifying with multiple cars everywhere, but
yeah,
survived it both times I had to do it, and found a little pace later on in the evening. Figured out a little way I liked getting around the barrels a little faster, and it all worked out. I don't know what happened to Goddard. I just saw him pull over, but
we believe Goddard and Emma jumped the start. Both of them got black flags right at the get-go.
Okay, so yeah.
Goddard, from Josh, Goddard followed. When Emma went, Goddard went.
Yeah. So almost was three of us jumping off the start. So
almost three of you were out of this race immediately.
All
right, Brian. Well, is there anyone you want to thank?
I got to thank all the
Give a
mamas.
shout out
I got to thank Eric's mom, Tom's mom. We'll thank Ray's mom. Thank my teammates.
Your many families.
Yeah, yes. I think my teammates, Eric and Ray, they did great tonight again. I got to thank my wife. That's all I got. Susan B.
All right, Brian.
Anthony. So,
all right, dude. Well,
you'll have a great night.
Yeah,
Have
thank
an
you so
awesome
much
rest of
for
your night.
racing.
Thank you for racing with us, Brian.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Take it easy, dude. And we bring up Kieran.
And we'll bring up Kieran LaFlander.
Hey, Kieran, you got us?
Hey, you got us?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Run us through your night, man. How do you feel? Going uncontested again for the 5th week in a row?
Kieran?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, you got us? How do you
Yes.
Steven asked how do you feel about tonight?
Yeah, I
Going
accidentally had to
uncontested.
No,
you're good.
I was trying to mute the
Yeah.
stream because I could hear myself and I accidentally muted you. My bad. But yeah. So yeah, tonight was again another one of those quiet nights, and yeah, fast all night, and yeah, it was probably one of the most consistent races ever in my career of being in Rallycross lights and racing them. So again, some of the best in the world, and obviously Josh with a lot of seat time in his past, and obviously with me with a lot of seat time, Brian's mega competition, and yeah, I mean it's always gonna be pressure on my back, and I just have to cope with it and push it aside and just stay focused and locked in the whole time. Yeah.
Do you think on Knockhill, do you think it's the track that pays to qualify P1? Kind of escape all the danger of turn 1?
Yeah. In the lights, it's a bit easier to kind of high side hustle, especially if the person in P1 is actually going to yield. And obviously, me and Brian had fairly even starts fairly even start in the feature. I obviously got majority of my car out in front, so I just took the position. But yeah, next Saturday is definitely going to be really tough if you don't get first, like the first starting spot in qualifying, and then don't win. If you qualify first and then win the first heat, it's a 50-50 because anything can happen, but more than likely the person at first is going to win everything overall because you have the beyond preferred line. You can take all the space you want turn 1 and then turn 2 and just try to run away with it and then just be consistent like I was tonight. So yeah.
100%. Well, Karen, you got anyone you want to thank for tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mom and Dad both watching. This paint scheme is dedicated to my dad. Again, he made it, and I didn't mention that, but yeah, he made it. It's half Irish because I'm half Irish as well as, and he's very patriotic, American, everything that goes in between. So
Yeah.
I did half Irish, half American, half Irish, half American car, and yeah, my girlfriend as well. She's watching along. My sister is watching along with my mom, and yeah, this is paint scheme 1 out of 4. For the lights that I'm be making. The upcoming ones are my girlfriend's, my sister's, and then my mom's. So excited to run those, but got to stay in Knockhill, fix up the supercar. We've got a really fast car. We're really fast in testing, and yeah, really excited to stay here and get back at them. And hopefully I can redeem myself this time at Knockhill and then take back the lead.
100%, Karen. Well, great race tonight, man. Congratulations on P1 again. Congratulations on 5 in a row, and we'll see you Saturday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take it easy, buddy.
All
right, Steven. I think that closes out. I think that's it for the night. Unfortunately, y'all, that's all the Rallycross action we got.
I believe that is, yeah.
All right, so as the checkered flag flies here on the evening in Knockhill, on behalf of our entire production staff and producer Stephen Moreau, my name is Joshua Darnell, and we thank you so very much for joining us for today's coverage of the NASA Rallycross Lights World Championship. Congratulations to our winner, Kieran Lifflander, and just a reminder, you do not want to miss the 4th round of NASA Rallycross Contenders tomorrow here at Knockhill. Make sure you stay here, wake up early, well, you don't gotta wake up early, but make sure you stay around, tune back in tomorrow at 9 p.m. to watch Brian Sawyer and Josh Mertz and some of the fastest RX2 drivers in the world battle out here in Scotland. All right, until then, guys, take it easy. I'm Steven. Well, I'm Josh. That's Steven. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.